Okay, somebody tell me a main theme from A Midsummer Night's Dream. What do you think, Lucas?
The love and reason keep little company nowadays from Bottom.
Yeah, so Bob said love and reason keep little company together nowadays. That's one of the main themes. Go. You got it.
Love can be as unpredictable as the weather.
Love can be as unpredictable as the weather.
Can I say my reason why?
Yeah.
I said, this is because all the characters' love was passed around like the flu.
It was all passed around like the flu, which hopefully I'm not getting to. I don't really do that. There are a lot of examples of love changing like the weather in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Pretty much every single character in all of their relationships changed at least at one point in the
I was gonna say,
lives.
love is either like a dream or a nightmare.
Do like a dream or a nightmare, that's good. Little hint toward the title there. How's it like a dream?
It's just so, it's just so full of hope, like childlike wonder. It's just.
And then obviously
alive.
there are a lot of examples of nightmare.
You want an example, don't you? Like, Theseus is up for Apollo. He's like, you're beautiful, we're gonna be happy and all that. And it's all dream like to him.
It's dream like to him, but to her.
To her, it's like, this is a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, that's a great example. Any other themes? Yes, a lot.
It's a joke.
Huh?
It's like a joke.
Love?
Yeah.
Love is a joke.
Because all the characters, like, when they act like they love each other, it's like really just, they kind of don't need it.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys, there was a test question and it asked what you thought Shakespeare thought about love, and a lot of you guys, more than half, put something about it. Love's a joke, or he was making fun of people who are in love or certain relationships.
It's not really real.
No, it's not
so
real.
flexible.
Wasn't he like
So
a,
flexible, and like Bottom says, love and reason don't really keep much company together nowadays, which means like there's no reason for why they're loving each other. They're just gonna, it seems so random, right?
he wasn't really, it was didn't he have a lot of love? Like, didn't
Shakespeare?
Yeah, didn't he fall in love a lot? Or what
He had a wife his whole life, but remember when he left her his will, what did he leave her?
Just his second best bet.
His second best bet. He didn't even leave her his first best bet. So we can assume he didn't have a great relationship with his wife. So he might not have had the best ideas or thoughts about love in the first place.
And that's why it was a joke to him.
Another instance of love being a little crazy and wacky is from the house that we sang about in Stratford upon Avon when the roof, something happened because a lever was disgruntled.
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember that?
The guy burned down a house because his ex-girlfriend used to love going to that
Yeah, a
house.
guy burned down a dang house because his girlfriend
Ain't that
broke his heart.
Ain't that ironic?
It is. It is.
It's irony. Yeah, I'm talking about English
It's like
stuff.
some really long dramatic irony.
Yeah, I'm talking about some English stuff that you haven't even got to yet.
That's right.
It's a good thing you're reading it, huh?
I guess so. It's putting you on the spotlight too. Might have to send it to America's Best Students. Longest hair.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm gonna get entered in this class and my hair's longer than
With the
yours.
second longest hair.
Second longest hair.
Second
Like-
best student.
Yeah.
Not even sound like last.
Alright, so some of you guys have started already, but we're going to be making some posters, okay? Some movie advertisement posters. So when I was looking back,
Oh, this is new. I've never heard of this.
so when I was looking back at the your independent reading projects, most of you guys picked out of the, I think you had 6 options, most of you guys picked either an Instagram or a movie advertisement poster. And the Instagram projects were really cool, but they seem to be a little tougher to access. Some people wanted printed out versions, which was fun, but that's a lot of pages because I think it was like a 25-page minimum, or 25 post minimum. So it seemed to me like movie posters, they were popular, and for doing things in class, probably the easiest to do in terms of just having the supplies here. We have poster boards, we have markers, we have everything we need to do it here. And it can be fun, right? Alright, so the first thing you're going to need in this poster is the title and the author. We all know the title, I hope. We all know the author, I really hope. So that's an easy 5 points. But obviously I want this title to be interesting looking. Don't just write A Midsummer Night's Dream in really boring, small font. Try to make it look interesting. There's an example on the bottom of this paper that you could use if you wanted to. Second, you need appropriate and relevant illustrations to decorate your poster. Don't draw any naked people, please cover them up. Relevant, it just needs to make sense with the play. Don't go draw a snake unless you're trying to use a snake as a symbol, like the dream that Hermia had, right? Just a little foreshadowing there too. Also, your poster has to have at least 2 different colors. I want you to use as many colors as you can, but 2 would be the minimum, and black doesn't count. It's the absence of color, right? White's all color. All right. All right, at least 3 important quotes from the play which represent at least one of the main themes. So you need to pick one theme. We just went over about 5 of them with the bell ringer, and I'm sure everyone who didn't speak, they have their own themes you can go over to. Pick one theme, and then write 3 quotes from the book, from the play, to match that theme. So if you have pictures, you can kind of spread out your quotes. You can do it however you want. Be creative with it. But those 3 quotes from the book have to match up with your theme. Okay? If you're having questions about it or trouble, ask me, and we'll find you some quotes. If you want to know maybe where a quote, which act it's from, we can figure that out together. You need to have a symbol that represents a specific aspect of the play. So like we talked about the snake, you could use a purple flower to represent love. You could use a palace to represent authority and power, like Theseus and the Athenians. You could use a donkey head to represent bottom and being ignorant, possibly. Any of those things would work. You could even draw the woods. That could be a little symbol for magic and everything that happens in the woods in the play. And mystery, yeah. Lastly, on the back of the poster, probably, if you can fit it on the front, you can. You need to have 3 expert reviews. So you're going to act like you're an expert in 3 different categories. So you're going to have mood and tone for your first review. You're going to have symbolism for your second review, and then imagery for your third review. Each review needs to be at least 4 sentences. And remember, mood is what Shakespeare wanted us to feel while we're reading it. So when we read about all the lovers fighting and stuff, he wanted us to feel like discombobulated and like almost comedic. It was funny. The tone, or like the words and phrases he uses to try to make that mood come to life. So how does he speak? He speaks poetically when the lovers are talking to each other. When they were fighting, obviously he's going to use harsh words, harsh phrases, things like that. There's a lot of symbolism. And then imagery, anytime he mentions anything that makes you notice any of the 6 senses, sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing, any of those, then you have your imagery.
There's 5 senses, not 6.
5 senses. I'm thinking of the movie now, 6th sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I see that.
I hope we don't have the 6th sense. That would be weird. So.
What's the
Yeah,
6th
5
sense?
The 6th,
Yeah.
communicating with the dead, I believe, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
I see that people.
The 5 senses.
I was thinking Spider-Man, but okay.
Yeah. So anytime any of those are mentioned, that would be imagery. So if you wanted to review it, you could say, I think Shakespeare does a swell job with using blank to show what the woods look like, or using this to show how Hermia sounds when she's young. Any of those would work. Just to recap, title and author, that's 5 points. Your illustrations with the colors, that's 35 points. 3 important quotes, that's 20 points. A symbol to represent a specific aspect of the play is 10 points. And then the 3 reviews I just spoke about, those are 30 points. So in total, it's 100 points. Like I said before, if you want to turn this in today, it will count for this 9 weeks grade. But it's not due until the beginning of class Monday. But if you turn it in Monday, that'll count for the second 9 weeks. Great. Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Can I have one of those papers that like tell you like what you need, like how much points it's worth?
Yeah. Markers are right here, colored pencils here, poster paper is here, and then if you need a copy of the rubric, I have it right here. So if you want a copy, just raise your hand, I'll get you a copy. Or you can get it. All right, so if you want this grade to count for this 9 weeks, go ahead and try to get done, try to get finished today. I would, out of the ones I've seen so far today, when they try to turn them in early, The illustrations normally look great, but they're typically missing at least a couple sentences for each review or the reviews in general. So make sure you look back at the rubric and you have every single piece of information that you need for this movie poster. And try to make it pretty so I can put it all over my wall. Would you guys like to see an example?
Did you watch the
No example?
spaceship? Like the bunch of the album, oh my god, that was funny.
Yes.
Then, Gold Boat, this release. Oh, I gotta ride the bus. Yep.
Eddie Lucas.
Hey, how about I outline all the, how about I outline all of the just the
Hey, wait.
can't draw anything, so. Yeah, you're on the
You're sick of this? Is that what
You want to go to Hearts and I'll call it?
Started taking pictures.
You know how hard books like start? Bottles are quick.
Breaking logic. So good.
That's out.
Sit down, live, sharpie.
Sit your little book step and move it down.
You have a Sharpie.
You don't need to.
No, it should be a line marker though. And
Doing the quotes like on this. Doing the quotes like on the front.
yeah, you put the quotes like spread out on the front and then the 3A per review problem. So make sure your quotes match up with a specific theme. You're not just finding 3 rating quotes, they have to match the theme.
See, this A is further here, 1 here, 1 here.
Can you sit in your seat and just combine this?
Now let's go back to the big desk.
Oh, yeah? Cut off his ears? Now all the abstract things.
Finish it up, let's do
I'm not sure his name. Yeah, Costco cost.
Yeah, this is a lot better than we got.
All the black be a color.
There is color green.
I think it was another.
Yellow.
Just That is.
You can just use your pencil. I like Charmaine.
There's a replay.
Blue was up there. So I grabbed it.
See ya.
Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry, my brain.
Well, just a Chinese piece for that. We got the title. We're ready for this. I was gonna go with the art and writing.
I know, but I said as soon as the mark was part of it.
You think that's a good show? You wanna make that happen?
You should make that sound.
When you say symbol, is that like a picture? Like a donkey head or?
Yeah, so just a small picture that represents a big aspect of the play. So it could be the donkey head or
Where's these reviews? Tell me.
a little flower.
Hey, hey.
I need that back.
So these reviews worth 10 points, because it's 30 minutes. Tell me if I get
Yeah, it's good so far. It's symbolism.
symbolism. What's symbolism? When Bottom got a donkey face, that's symbolism, right?
What does that symbolize though?
It symbolizes that his like
Ignorant.
so stubborn.
So the donkey head would symbolize ignorance.
We're Christians.
One second, I'll go bring it. Hey, I'll bring it to you.
It will probably be really. Just like flowers. We got two
What's another example of symbolism? Something about the purple flower.
So what would the purple flower symbolize?
Love.
Purple flower would symbolize love, or in this case, like confused love.
Like lust. Infatuation.
Probably, yeah, infatuation would probably be better, but it would either be like confused love, infatuation, but it would be mixed in with some kind of problem. Because everyone who experiences that potion experiences a really big problem.
So what I say, like, the purple flower symbolizes infatuation because
And then use examples. So what's one example?
well, when Pope put it in the wrong, when he put his last in his eyes, it was supposed to be me.
Yeah, that's and then what happened because of that? Who did he fall in love with? And then that caused all those problems. So that'd be one good example for it. Another So you could talk about the palace in Athens would symbolize power, and kind of like the top of the hierarchy. The woods would symbolize mystery, magic, all of those things. Snake would symbolize bad love, that bad dream she had. Woods that weren't in Athens.
And my guy, I just I can draw him. Yeah, well, we made
That's why I always slide back to the first thing.
It just sounds like logic. It just, it doesn't sound like anything new.
Reminds me of Shrek. Donkey.
Yeah, but like, it literally, it's more like I could just listen.
We're not a very good drawer. Can we do like several pictures?
Oh yeah. Just make sure you add a lot of color. That always helps.
I was thinking like some trees and a donkey head.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, everybody likes to be like, like, they're different. Or like, how do you do what I want to take it back? Yeah.
But like, you know, it's still being, like that's one of the strongest songs ever. Kodak Black. Kodak Yellow.
Alright, when I call your name, I want you to come up here and show me the progress you made so far. So just come up, show me, talk to me about it a little bit, and you can go back to your seats and keep working until it's over. Got it? Gracie's not here. Molly, show me what you got. Keep working hard, keep working hard. We got about 6 minutes left. 6 minutes.
They were just saying.
Wait, what cost me?
You haven't made much progress, but you know. We haven't made very much progress.
Lucas.
There's my reviews. There's a sun, there's some trees.
I'm going to say, we haven't made much progress. We're not doing it now. We drew a movie.
Light and stuff. What is that like?
What do you
I'm gonna go. We haven't made much progress, but we drew a movie because, you know.
Love and reason. Does the quote have to go with the picture?
Have to go with the theme.
Yeah, I got it. How do you do that? I got it. like, look at Chloe's moon. That's not my moon, that's yours. What? This is my moon.